You're not actually allowed to throw them away. You just have to leave them on a table somewhere and then let people who are qualified to destroy the papers destroy them.
Das ist aber wirklich übertrieben. Was geht, YouTube? Wir schauen uns heute ein sehr interessantes und kontroverses Video an. Ich weiß, ich sage das jedes Mal, aber heute wird es wirklich interessant. Inside Nordkorea, Juni 2018, surreale Erfahrung. Nordkorea, ein Land, worüber sehr viel gesprochen wird, worüber man sehr wenig weiß. Ab und zu kommen da so Informationen durch, wie irgendein Typ hat was geklaut und wurde seitdem in ein Arbeitslager gesteckt und ist irgendwie im Koma oder so. Irgendwie sowas. Also das ist schon sehr beängstigend, was da abgeht und ich will auch wirklich gar nicht wissen, doch, ich will es eigentlich schon wissen. Ja, leider ist das dort leider so. Wir gucken mal rein, was der Indigo Traveler dort gemacht hat. Er hat auf jeden Fall dicke Eier bewiesen, denn das würde ich mich nicht trauen, in Nordkorea da einfach rumzufilmen.
I was not paid by
und noch so ein Video zu machen.
Any company or government to make this video. I do not condone, support or promote the regime of North Korea in any manner whatsoever. Please do your own research. I am not a journalist.
North Korea.
North Korea.
North Korea.
The North Koreans.
North Korea.
The propaganda.
Kim Jong-un.
Millions to starve.
His regime, prison camps. Human rights.
And Kim Jong-un threatened to destroy the United States.
Fire.
Ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, Nordkorea lebt immer noch so ein bisschen in der Vergangenheit, ne? Sind alle so altmodisch.
Fury.
Ballistic missile.
Rocket Man.
The ballistic missile.
The worst mistake of my life.
Das war der Typ. Ich glaube, der Typ, ich weiß nicht, wie er heißt, war in Nordkorea nicht wegen Urlaub, sondern wegen geschäftlichen Sachen. War dann im Hotel und hat irgendein Bild geklaut, wurde dann erwischt wegen Überwachungskameras und wurde dann in ein Arbeitslager gesteckt und dann hat er sich irgendwie nicht mehr gemeldet und die Eltern wollten irgendwie herausfinden, was mit ihm ist. Dann war irgendwie klar, dass er im Koma ist und wurde dann zurück nach Amerika geschickt und ist dann in Amerika gestorben. Irgendwie sowas. Das war, glaube ich, die Kurzfassung. Auf jeden Fall sehr, sehr kranke Geschichte, Mann. Und da sagt er, glaube ich, bei der Verhandlung, "That was the worst mistake of my life."
Rocket Man.
The ballistic missile.
The worst mistake of my life. Otto Warmbier. Dennis Rodman. North Korea threatens the entire world.
It was a moment for the history books.
I am not a journalist. I'm just some kid with a consumer camera who was lucky enough to gain access into the most isolated and controlled country in the world. This video series is a product of that.
Ich will mich nicht mal dahin trauen, to be honest, Mann. Schöne Landschaft auf jeden Fall. Sieht sehr trist aus, aber es sieht auch wahrscheinlich sehr trist aus, weil wir schon so diesen Vorgeschmack haben und so diese Voreinstellung haben, wisst ihr?
So after 3 days, 2 flights, a 12-hour layover in Moscow, Russia, a 3-hour sleep on a concrete floor, I finally arrived in Beijing.
Beijing.
So here I am in Beijing. Got here yesterday at like 3 in the morning or something crazy. Still pretty jet lagged. As you can see, I'm going to North Korea. Pretty nervous. Had a briefing last night with the tour company I'm going with. I'm doing a budget tour, so I'm not quite sure what that means in North Korea standards, but I guess
Budget Tour, was kann ich mir vorstellen?
we're gonna find out over this video series. Lots of rules to take in. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this video series. I'll do a bit of kind of normal vlogging, but then I'll probably do quite a bit of voiceovers as well because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to feel comfortable or being allowed to say. Without any more talking, I've got to go get a taxi and then we've got to go to the airport and fly to North Korea on what is called the world's only 1-star airline. So I'm not quite sure what that means either, but
ich würde mich so komisch fühlen.
I'm sure we're gonna find out, so I'm nervous.
Ich bin auch nervös. Sogar nur wenn ich schaue. Oh. Pyongyang.
Arrived at Beijing airport, checked in, got boarding pass and everything. Flying in like half an hour or so, boarding, and then heading away to Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea. The nerves are kicking in a bit, but anyway, let's
do this.
Hello. Thank you.
Hallo. Irgendwie komisch, Mann. Dun, dun. Sieht gar nicht schmackhaft aus.
Arriving in North Korea. Alright guys, so this is the part where we arrived in North Korea and we met our tour guides. We had 2 Korean tour guides the whole trip and one guy from England who was working with the tour company. All foreigners have to be accompanied with a tour guide at all times, so you're basically in sight of these tour guides unless you are in your hotel room. Under no
Du musst, glaube ich, du darfst gar nicht alleine sein dort.
circumstances are you allowed to walk alone basically anywhere apart from the hotel. So
Krass.
it's extremely strict, but the tour guides were very friendly. The flight was interesting. I would definitely rate it higher than 1 star. The burger they served, let's just say it wasn't the most appetizing thing I've ever seen, but
Sieht aus wie dieser Burger aus dem Automaten.
apart from that, you know, good service. Anyway, so from here we drove in and the first thing I noticed about driving on the roads was just how rough they were. This kind of came as a bit of a problem for filming. Really bumpy. When it came to filming, it was quite strict on what we were and what we weren't allowed to film also. We weren't allowed to film any military. That's vehicles, soldiers, bases, anything like that. We weren't allowed to film construction sites. If we were to take photos of any pictures of the leaders, then they had to be fully in frame. You weren't allowed to take a part of a statue. You had to take the full statue. Otherwise, it was seen as an insult to the leaders. You have to show extreme respect to the leaders when you're in North.
Guck mal, deswegen hätte ich so Angst, da hinzugehen, weil man muss da auf so viel achten, sonst wirst du da direkt weggesperrt gefühlt.
If you can't show respect to the leaders when you are there, then you will be in some serious trouble. We drove past the 105-story, 330-meter tall Ragyong Hotel. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. So basically the whole of the inside is a construction zone and the whole of the outside's complete. And you'll see this later in the video lit up at night and it's pretty incredible.
Das sieht aber echt sick aus.
From here, we arrived at the train station to pick up some other people that were on the tour who were arriving by train.
Boah, wie der Auge gemacht hat, der Typ.
Alright guys, so we're inside Pyongyang. Arrived at the train station to pick up some other people that are on the tour, but we're like fully immersed in the public right now. Interesting.
Darf man das überhaupt? Darf man da einfach so rumfilmen? Ich meine, gehört zu haben, dass man das doch eigentlich gar nicht darf, so öffentlich einfach da rumzufilmen. Kann ich mir irgendwie nicht vorstellen. Also im Vergleich zu Seoul, also der Hauptstadt von Südkorea, ist das schon sehr, sehr altmodisch. Nice, Mann. Sieht alles ganz normal aus eigentlich, ne?
Alright guys, so at the train station, the train's just arrived. I'm getting the train back to China, but some of the group got the train here from China. It's like a 26-hour ride, so I'm really looking forward to that. But first impressions of this place is, it's kind of, we see, it feels like we're invisible. People don't
Der Ton ist super nice, Alter. Ich lieb's.
really look at us. So I don't know what that's about. Interesting. Still quite quite tired and things, so I'm trying to get my thoughts straight, but fill you in as best as I can. And,
Ja, damals gab es noch gar kein Corona, ne? Krass.
going to the main square and then getting
Ich habe mich gerade gewundert wegen den Masken.
I'll document this.
Ich sehe kaum junge Leute, sind alle so alt. Ach, da. Nee, doch nicht.
On our way to the Kim Il-sung Square, we passed the Yanggakdo Hotel, which is the infamous hotel where Otto Warmbier was caught on video taking down a political poster and...
Otto Warmbier hieß er, genau. Der Typ, der das Ding geklaut hat. Das war kein Bild, sondern ein politisches Poster. Okay, verstehe.
Sentenced to 15 years hard labor.
The last time Otto Warmbier's family saw him, more than a year ago, he was healthy but distraught.
Er ist so hart
pleading
zuzuschauen,
for
ne?
leniency in a North Korean court. Kim Jong-un's regime sentenced Warmbier to 15 years of hard labor for allegedly taking down a propaganda banner in Pyongyang.
Just returned from North Korea with severe brain damage, has now died.
Ja, ich muss wirklich sagen, es ist schon sehr dumm, muss ich wirklich sagen, in einem Land wie Nordkorea sowas zu machen. Er hat es ja, glaube ich, wirklich nur als Joke gemacht, einfach aus Flachs und nicht irgendwie irgendwelche Hintergründe. Hätte ich mich niemals getraut, sowas, Mann. So in Deutschland kannst du sowas vielleicht machen, aber nicht in Nordkorea. Aber trotzdem viel zu hart, was der bekommen hat. Also, der ist ja deswegen gestorben, also natürlich ist das viel zu hart. Das ist wirklich geisteskrank, was da noch mit dem passiert ist. Ich will gar nicht wissen, was mit ihm genau passiert ist.
Alright guys, so we've come right into the city center. This is basically like the middle of North Korea, as central as it gets. This is Kim Il-sung Square in the background. You've probably seen this on photos. I'll go and get some nice shots of it in a second. But then we've got this big river going through here. Not sure how good the audio is because I didn't bring my microphone. And then we've got a big tower in the background there that hopefully tomorrow we're going to go up that tower. So I'll show you a few shots of around this area. And then I think we're going to go and get food maybe. I don't know. But yeah, interesting. Nothing like I expected.
Jo, Alter, wie voll ist dieser Bus, Mann? Ich hab wirklich das Gefühl, die Leute dort sind am Arbeiten und Schlafen. Das ist das Einzige, was sie dort machen. So fühlt sich das irgendwie an, so sieht das aus. Die haben kaum Spaß, glaube ich.
So all these white dots that you see all over the ground here, this is where people stand for the parades. So you've probably seen the famous North Korean parades and how everyone's perfectly lined up. Well, these lines go all the way around here, even across the road. And they only have these parades like maximum 2 times a year, from what I've been told. Sometimes they don't even have them, so.
Da geben mir irgendwie schon ein weirdes Gefühl, diese Aufnahmen.
A lot of work goes into a short time. From the square, we started to walk towards a bookshop. We came across these supermarkets that were just fully stocked, but nobody was in them. I'm not quite sure what was going on here. Maybe they'd gone home for the day, but I'm not quite sure.
Alter, wie voll die Busse sind. Fahren die alle nur Bus oder was?
These traffic
Straßen sind
wardens
auch
are
fast leer.
fascinating. If they see a government car, they will salute it. And you can tell if it's a government car by their number plates. All their number plates are different colors depending if the car belongs to a company, the military, or a government official. It's very rare for people to own their own cars in North Korea.
Oh.
When we arrived in the bookstore, we were greeted with more copies of the Pyongyang Times, which is an English newspaper talking about North Korean news. With the newspapers or any kind of magazine or pictures with any of the leaders on them, you are not allowed to fold the newspaper through the leader's picture. So you have to be extremely careful when handling these papers because it's highly illegal to deface or crease. You're not actually allowed to throw them away. You just have to leave them on a table somewhere and then let people who are qualified to destroy the papers destroy them. We were
Das ist aber wirklich übertrieben. Das ist so übertrieben, Junge, krank.
also able to buy anti-US propaganda posters.
Stell dir vor, du wirst deswegen festgenommen.
From the bookstore, we took a drive through Pyongyang at night. You can see the unfinished hotel here again, fully lit up on the outside. Incredible
sieht schon
light
crazy
show.
aus.
This is a huge building. It's
Erinnert mich an Dubai.
unbelievable. Strange with the lighting, considering there's not much electricity to go around. And then we arrived to a restaurant for dinner. The dinner
Das sieht irgendwie nicht so schmackhaft aus.
was absolutely delicious. Basically got something for anyone. If you like meat, if you're a vegetarian, if you're a vegan, basically anything that you want, you can get it here. Whatever preferences you have, they'll organize everything for you. And the food was so delicious. Kimchi, potatoes, different kinds of meat if you're into that, noodles, rice. From dinner, then we drove to our hotel.
Sieht schön aus.
Alright guys, so made it to the
was ein
hotel
Übergang.
after that delicious dinner there. Absolutely exhausted right now, filming in the toilet because the lighting in the bedroom isn't really sufficient. I think there's a bit of a power issue, but apart from that, first impressions really good. Looking forward to what tomorrow brings, going exploring around the city, doing heaps of different things, but I'm so ready to get some good sleep so I can actually take in everything I'm seeing properly. And I hope the audio is picking up okay on this because I'm not using a microphone, just these little muffs here. So this hotel is huge. There's 30 floors. I'll show you the view from this hotel before I finish the video. So this is the bedroom I'm sharing with the French guy.
Oh, hätte man wenigstens noch ein Bild hintun können. Hinhängen, sorry, nicht hintun.
He's just downstairs, but so have a
Nice, kann man richtig viel erkennen.
look out here. So you can see the leaders
Oh,
lit up there.
Junge. Ich dachte, das war gerade nur Spiegelung.
The main road. And then there's just skyscrapers everywhere. Make sure you stay tuned for the next video.
Krass, Mann. Sehr, sehr krass. Okay, ich habe mir mal so ein paar Kommentare durchgelesen. Guckt euch mal den hier an. Keep in mind he went to the tourist parts of North Korea. You cannot enter actual North Korea and if you do, you cannot exit. Fun fact, he was only allowed to capture the good parts. The soldiers would not let him capture anything bad, trust me. Der hat ja auch gar nichts so Schlimmes gesagt, ne? Also ich kann mir schon denken, dass er das Video auf jeden Fall davor checken lassen hat, dass der da keine Probleme bekommt. Wirklich sehr, sehr krank. Sehr, sehr krass. Aber das, was wir schon gesehen haben, schon wild auf jeden Fall. Also was heißt hier wild? Schon sehr, ich sag schon beängstigend, weil es irgendwie alles so trist ist und die Menschen dort irgendwie so, das fühlt sich nicht real an, versteht ihr? Was haltet ihr von dem ganzen Thema? Was habt ihr für Informationen von Nordkorea? Ich finde das auf jeden Fall ein sehr, sehr interessantes Thema, ein sehr, sehr interessantes Land. Leider ist es so. Ich hoffe, es wäre anders. Das war's mit dem Video. Abonniert gerne den Kanal, wenn ihr mehr Reactions sehen wollt. Haut rein, Leute, und ciao.